Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be, would you change it if you could? Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So I'll jump right into it. Many times I get asked that question during one-on-one sessions and in the community. Hey Andrew, if you could change it, would you do it? And I've really thought about this. I'm talking almost a year and a half ago too. 2 years ago when I created the channel, I thought about that back then as well. I don't look back on it, but I do answer the question, and here is my answer, my take, my opinion. And please drop comments below, share your wisdom, your insight, and what you would do with the community. Help the newbies out and help grow the community and pay it forward. But would you change it if you could? That means the narcissistic relationship. Now, what that means is, if you could go back in time and not experience what you experienced, would you unwind it? Would you alter the path that you took? First of all, we can't do that. So we should know that by now. We can't change what is past. That's history. That's reality. That happened. It took place. These are facts. Number two is, my personal take is no, I wouldn't change it. Now, you may say, well, what are you talking about? If you could have circumvented that and you had the ability to do so, why wouldn't you? Well, I will tell you why. And there are many reasons. But the number one reason why is because if you did not encounter the narcissistic relationship when you did, you would have encountered a narcissistic relationship eventually, because it's a lifelong learning lesson that you had to go through. You had to learn this. You had to get over this hurdle in this thing called life. Not everyone goes through what you went through or what I went through. So there was no other way. Now, I'm not using that as an out and saying, well, that's my opinion. There was no other way. There's nothing. My whole point is this, is throughout the body of the narcissistic relationship, let's be real, you had some good times, you had some great times, you had many challenging times, you had many dark times. Perhaps you actually even experienced the dark night of the soul, which I did. Many other people have experienced the dark night of the soul multiple times. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, not even once. But the point is, I had to go through that. I had to heal childhood wounds from my mom's passing when I was 16. I had to understand why I was a people pleaser, why I was a yes person, and why I was putting virtually complete strangers in front of myself. And I'll tell you why that was. It was because I was giving my empathy to virtually anybody who asked for it, including the narcissist. Now, to answer the thumbnail, my take on this is, I wouldn't change a thing. Every experience I've gone through to this point, in this moment, in this period of time, right here, right now, with you, that's what has made me me. From every class I've taken, from every mile I've walked, from every person I've encountered, including the narcissistic relationship, to the travels I've gone on, to the highs, to the lows, to the triumphs, to some tragedies, to some losses, to having to rebuild again, to restart, to have to learn, grow, teach, to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered. All of these things are what make me me, and they are what make you you. So I wouldn't change a thing. Now, if I could go back post narcissistic relationship, or actually throughout the body of the relationship, and if I could have the ability to erase certain events that took place, absolutely, I'd love to do that, but we can't. That's why we need to learn from the past and let it go. We need to not live in the future and try to predict the future. We need to live in the present moment, the here and now, and take the lessons from the past and apply them to present day. No one's guaranteed to be here tomorrow. We know that. We know that anything can happen at any moment. That's why you need to utilize your time wisely. That's why you need to practice radical acceptance about the narcissistic relationship, which is a whole different video that I created. That's why you have to be authentic and honest with yourself. Yes, you were in the relationship. Yes, perhaps you knew that something was off. Yes, you were being gaslit and stonewalled and given the silent treatment, and you experienced rage fits, all the things that I mentioned on the channel. But all of those things got you to this point in time where you are right here, right now. Now, for the newbies that perhaps maybe this is the first video you're watching, I'm not so certain you should carry on, because there could be a trigger warning here for you. I'm not trying to trigger anybody or upset anybody. For the veterans, you know exactly what I'm talking about, specifically those of you who have healed and have come through the fire and risen through the ashes like a phoenix. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Once you can see a little bit of the light at the end of the tunnel post-narcissistic relationship, you get a glimmer of hope, a breadcrumb of promise. That's when you say, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. I'm actually breaking this trauma bond. I'm actually healing. I'm actually journaling, meditating, speaking with a therapist that knows about narcissistic abuse and perhaps unfortunately has experienced it themselves. I am watching videos. I am processing childhood wounds, etc. You see, If you didn't meet the narcissist or go through the relationship, most likely you would not have had to discover who you really were. And perhaps you would be going through life with those rose-tinted colored glasses on, thinking everything's kumbaya and everything's great. Well, that was me, and I'm certain it was you for a period of time. But now you're getting the wisdom on my channel, and you're understanding, holy cow, that relationship almost took me down for the count. I almost didn't exist. For me, it was January 6th, 2021. But I made it, and here I am, and I'm continuing to educate and empower people all over the globe. My hope is you will be doing the same thing, paying it forward. But would I change anything if I had the ability to do so? No, I really wouldn't change a thing. Because sprinkled in the relationship, yeah, there were good times. There really were. But did the good times outweigh the not so good times? No, absolutely not. Because it's no fun coming home, opening the front door to Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. It's no fun sitting at a dining room table being completely ignored. It's no fun not having somebody use your name and just call you not even a pet love name, just call you a generic name. In other words, they would treat complete strangers better than you. It's no fun going out to a alleged romantic dinner and have an individual be on one of their 3 smartphones and flirting with the waiter or the waitstaff or other individuals at other booths around you while sitting right across the table from you, completely invalidating you. It's no fun being a chauffeur and not getting any credit. It's no fun doing all of the household things that you need to do and being treated less than. Because remember, when you're in the narcissistic relationship, not only is it a competition with the narcissist that you didn't sign up for, but number 2, their insatiable appetite for supply, it can never be filled. So whatever you did today, you could have $1 billion today. It won't be enough. Tomorrow they're going to want 2 billion. The next day 3 billion, 4. That's why they can never be satiated. It's a bottomless pit. It's an empty, hollow vessel that can never be full. The narcissist is always on a quest looking for something they will never find, which is a perfect human being, a perfect person who will believe the mask, a perfect person that doesn't make mistakes, that has no flaws. That person doesn't exist. It's just not out there. So this is what I'm mentioning. Would I change anything? No, wouldn't change a thing. Every experience that I've had up until this point in time has made me me. Everything. And it's the same thing with you. Now again, I will say this. Post-narcissistic relationship, let's say you were discarded. They were most likely some of the most challenging, trying, difficult times of your entire life. Would I want to go through that again? Absolutely not. 0 chance. No, I would not. But did I do it? Yes. Did I do it during one of the most difficult periods of time, during a pandemic? Yes, I did. Did I do it with detached retina surgery pending? Yes. Could I walk? No. Did I have a mountain of credit card debt? Absolutely. Was I isolated and left alone, left for dead on the side of the road like a sheet of paper crumpled up on the freeway? 100%. Did my social circle implode? Yes, it did. Did I have myself each and every day to count on? That's the only thing I did have. Now, if you understand what I'm talking about, please drop comments below. Perhaps you're going through this right now. Perhaps you just got out of it. Perhaps you're experiencing some challenging times. Understand what I'm going to share with you. If I got through this and I broke the trauma bond, you yourself can do this also. It's meant to be. It's your path. It's what you must do. You must understand that nobody is going to come knock on your door and save you. It's just not going to happen. That's why I gave the trigger warning for the newbies. For you veterans, you know what I'm talking about. You're going to have to do a lot of work. You're going to have to process a lot of things. And you're going to have to, again, practice radical acceptance and understand that there will be casualties of the relationship. Many people will weed themselves out. Many people you believed in will not be there for you. Many people will reveal themselves. Each and every one of us gets revealed over time. Every single one of us. The question is when you are in a dire situation, whose character will step up to the plate to be there for you? Maybe you will have some people. I didn't. Maybe you will. I don't know. What I'm saying to you is, getting back to the thumbnail, would I change anything if I could? Absolutely not. I wouldn't change any of my experiences on this whole planet. Because if you altered one thing that I've gone through, then it alters everything else. Really get the message, what I'm sharing with you. Understand it. If you change, example, the sneakers, the shoes you're wearing today, well, then that changes the whole way the world is. Yes, it really does. Because if you wore a different color of sneakers, you're doing something different, and it has a ripple effect throughout the planet. Think about it. Just like a bee behind me, perhaps there's a bee pollinating right now. If that bee lands on flower A and pollinates, that's great. If it lands on flower B, it changes things. Now really understand, maybe you're not wrapping your head around that. Maybe you are. The whole point is I wouldn't change a thing. I had to go through what I had to go through. I had to go through many, many challenges in this thing called life, just like you have. The point is, what do? Do you sit around and hope that change is going to happen? Or do you process things, be patient, be stoic, be calm, be centered, be within yourself and say to yourself, okay, another challenge has been thrown at me. This is a big one, probably the biggest one of my life. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna hope it goes away, or am I gonna punch it in the nose and face it head on and understand the terms, the definitions, the glossary of the narcissistic abusive cycle, and process things and pick myself up by the bootstraps, dust myself off, and take action? Remember, if not now, when? If you are not doing as much as you possibly can to get to the other side of the bridge and come on to my side, and the side where so many people are now at the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference. If you're not there yet, or you are looking to get there, really understand you're gonna have to focus on yourself. You're gonna have to drown out a lot of the toxicity and really get to work and focus on healing. Now remember, the healing path is not linear, but in time, in your time, you will heal. Apply the tools that you're getting from my channel. Understand that each day will be a challenge, but that if you're moving forward each and every day, and you're making progress, and you're drowning the narcissist or toxic individuals out, perhaps you are going no contact, blocking them, deleting, removing all people associated with the narcissist and others. If you're doing that, you're taking steps in the right direction. Again, perhaps maybe you'll have to relocate cities, towns, countries. Maybe you'll have to start a new job. Maybe you will have to actually accept that many of the people you thought were your good friends weren't there for you, so they get weeded out. There are many steps to healing, but in time, every one of these things will be addressed, whether you do it instinctively or you do it because you're getting the tools on my channel. Understand this message. So before I close the video, I want to let you know, no, I wouldn't change a thing. Not for a second. Nothing of my past would I change, not one thing. And my hope is to learn and to continue to become educated, not only about narcissism, but about life in general, and to continue to broaden my horizons, to continue to teach, to continue to share my wisdom with the world. Just like that's what you should be doing too. You really should. You should be contributing back to the betterment of this planet. You should be drowning out the naysayers, not giving toxicity any attention, and focus on yourself. One more side note before I close the video. Remember, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Where you're placing your attention and energy is thinking about what other people are thinking about you, it's going to waste. Sorry to say it. I'm a positive person, but it's not being utilized properly. If you can get over the hurdle that pleasing everybody is not what you should be wanting to do, and number two, you can't do it, and just really be yourself and authentic, which is the individual you couldn't be when you were in the relationship with the narcissist. When you get that message, all the abundance opens up for you, all the doors open up, all the possibilities are there, because you're actually being free. You're not being repressed or kept down. You're not being pummeled each and every day by the narcissist. You are being liberated. You are now free to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Understand it. So this is your opportunity, everyone, to take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book, create a website, start a business, travel, fall in love, create friendships, do whatever you want to do. But this is your path. It's your journey, just like it's my path and it's my journey. And I will tell you before I close the video, I would not change one single footstep I took on this thing called life up to this point. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Now, was I tested and challenged throughout life at many times? Absolutely. To my core, more than I care to talk about. I will talk more about that in real life when I go around the country and world speaking in public forums. But the point is, I've been tested and I passed. And there were many days I challenged myself and had to do things. There were times I couldn't even turn a light switch on. Times I couldn't eat because, not that I wasn't hungry, it didn't even cross my mind, I was so lost. Many other things like that, and I'm certain you've been challenged too. It's not about comparing challenges, it's about letting you know that yes, you're still here. You're consuming the video, you're getting the wisdom. So if you have the ability to pay it forward, please do so. That's what I do each and every day, and that's my moonshot, it's my calling, it's my purpose, it's my path. My hope is that you're doing the same thing. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful, about to be rainy Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye guys.